what is this place?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting because this, it's interesting for Wynn because he's been looking for adventure, and as soon as he leaves, he finds out like it's his home planet, which is
His
kind of
home
funny.
planet is
There's
the
some
adventure.
definite irony there. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, the pirate station's interesting. I did, this is the sequence I didn't like as much because it splits up the characters,
Right.
which I think is really where they're shining the most is when they're together. Um, we have that weird little creature who's the ferryman who brings them across. One thing I'm really curious about though is where the ship, and I don't know if we'll find. Hopefully, we'll get this, but where the ship was going when they dropped it out of hyperspace because it was on autopilot to somewhere. Um,
Oh,
and I'm
that's
curious if
interesting.
we ever circle back around to where this ship was going before they dropped it out of hyperspace, and if that's going to be something important down the road. Um,
Huh.
so I don't know.
I didn't even think about that because I got so sucked into the story.
Yeah, maybe that's where they head next, right? Maybe they
Yeah.
hop on and they're like, we don't know where to go, so let's just go where
Coordinates
the
keep going.
ship was taking us. But I did think that was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And like, so for this planet, right? This mysterious planet that's reclusive, it's unknown, it's just a fable or stories to
Yeah.
these pirates, probably to everyone else.
Yeah.
Means they've flown under the radar from the Empire. Kind of like what you said with how long the ship has been there. Probably flew under the radar from the Galactic Republic that we know. Was it even gone during the High Republic? Like, how
Yeah, it's a good
long
question.
has this been there? It's for sure Old Republic times, right? Because they've got the
Because of the
credits and things
credits.
like that.
Yeah.
But like, how long does something have to be gone in this
To
universe
become a legend.
to become a legend?
It's a
It's
good
got to be a
question.
while.
Yeah. And the only reference back on at Attin when the undersecretary, she's
Yeah.
talking about their jobs and everything. She just in passing says like to serve the Republic. And as you're sitting there thinking, you're like, oh, it's the New Republic. And then later you're like, oh, not the New Republic, right? What so yeah, it definitely becomes a lot more interesting at the end of the show. Unfortunately, it was a pretty short episode, but
Right.
but we
do
do
you
at least get
think
to see Smee beat up some pirates, which is pretty fun.
we do? Yeah, that was a high spot. So, like, what do you think though? Like about this planet? Like, do you think it's gonna be like some key to like? So I think of Jedi Fallen Order, right? Like, or not Fallen Order, Survivor, where you're
Yeah.
like go into this other planet that you got to go through that pathway or whatever to get to, and it'll be like a hideaway for the Jedi. Is this that type of thing?
It could. I mean, because that's the thing. We don't know where Attin is, right?
Yep.
Like, you start off the show, you're thinking, oh, this is probably someplace, maybe on like the outer rim, or maybe like just one of the outer core planets or something. Pretty stable. Seems like maybe the New Republic has a presence there. But then all of a sudden you realize this place is incredibly isolated. So, like, is this planet just out in some uncharted place that nobody knows it's even there? Like, it kind of seems like maybe that may be more the case than it's floating around places that people have charted out and know. So maybe they started out in wild space. Like, maybe they're out there in the midst of who knows what. But yeah, that planet's hidden for a reason. You don't hide a planet just because it makes you feel safe. Like, that's a pretty big undertaking. I feel like there's a reason you hide a whole planet. And the whole pirate ship thing, right? Like, we've pretty much established that ship was a pirate ship. So when did it crash on that planet? And why has it apparently not upended whatever's been going on the planet? Like, nobody talks about it. Nobody seems to know it was there. So, and there's a lot of mystery now suddenly surrounding this Attin, and I love it.
Well, and why was the pirate ship going to that planet? Was it a crash land? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something there. There's got to be something there.
And I could be wrong. I tried to go back and look at the classroom, but there's only 5 species on that planet. That's it.
Oh, you've got deep on it, huh?
I did. I'm curious. There's humans. There's whatever Neil is. There's Ithorians.
The Mon Cal, what the guys that not Mon
Calamari, the Ithorians. Okay. Yeah.
Like Doc
there's a
Ondar,
Rhodian, and then whatever that girl is that Neil has a crush on. I'm not familiar with her species,
the
but
fuzzy creature.
there's a few of those, and that's it.
Yeah.
And did you see that really interesting mural in Fern's house?
So I actually like paused and looked at that for a little bit. What did you think of it?
It looks super important. I don't know what it is or who it is, but it looks like people kind of with this. I don't know if it's like the barrier supposed to be above them or something, but
it looked like a religious type poster thing.
It did, or some sort of historical homage to something. So I don't know. Like, I'm kind of wondering if all of these people came from the crash ship, like if they were captives on the ship and they just kind of made it. But it doesn't explain the security droids. Maybe they just made their own planet here. I don't know. There's a lot of mystery here as to why. Because Neil later is like, oh, there's a bunch of aliens here, right? Like, they've never seen anything outside of what's on their planet, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So this planet has me suddenly very fascinated.
I love that. Like, what if they were from that ship, and that's how they have all those credits and money? Like it was all like looted.
Maybe it was looted. Another thought I had was like if this was like a republic, like vault world, like where they and they kept it hidden away. It's like where they kept all their wealth, and then it just kind of became lost in time. I don't know.
That's so interesting.
You hide a planet for a reason, right?
Yeah. So. That's something for sure we're gonna learn because they've dropped.
Got to.
They dropped so many things in the first 2 episodes about it.
Yeah.